Controversy. Of course, I'm sure you've seen on the news that ICE agents are now going into neighborhoods in especially big cities and across the country and taking folks who are in the country illegally and shipping them back to the country or arresting them if they have criminal records. And it's a lot of controversy. I mean, President Trump ran on this. You know how I'm so soft. I see this, Trump saying, like, we need to get illegals out of the country. I'm like, yeah, get illegals out of the country. And then you see it being done, and I'm just like, I don't know. Do we have to do that?
About this.
When you see it, it's like, I don't know. It's it's harsh to me. I hate that kind of thing. In the abstract, I always think like, yeah, get rid of these illegals. But then it's like, well, these are families. They're living here. All this kind of. It's tough. I mean, it's just a bad situation all the way around, and a lot of people are really upset by it, of course. And Dr. Phil,
losers, we call them.
Well, right. Well, of course, you alerted me to the term "liberal tears" only during the election. I did not know of that term.
Thankfully, you didn't. I don't think you squeezed any out.
No,
but
I have.
You're close.
I have.
There's some people in this building just waiting.
Hi. The night President Obama won the election, I had a yawn cry, a yawn tear, and my wife woke up and saw it and said, "My God, are you crying?" I said, "I am not crying." But I stayed up late enough to watch President Obama be officially declared the winner. And right as he was, I went, because it was so late, and tears started pouring down my cheek. And my wife at that moment goes, "This is disgusting. Are you crying?"
Huh?
Because we have President Obama in office? And I said, No,
I'm crying for America.
I yawned. She goes, "This is the softest thing I've ever seen. You're crying. You're like these liberals on TV. You're crying." I was like, "I'm not
Who
crying.
did I marry?
I'm
not crying. You're crying.
I'm not." But Dr. Phil has been embedded with one of these ICE teams. In fact, that lead guy, Trump's lead dog, is out there and giving Dr. Phil interviews and access. Does Dr. Phil, I don't even know if he has a television show anymore.
Well, he still has I think he has a website. I don't know if he has a streaming show. I don't know if he's on. I don't know what his status is, but he's still producing, as we like to say, content in the biz.
We call him a colleague because Chris.
That's right.
We met him. We shook his hand at a conference in Dallas 25 years ago.
Yeah, was that
2000?
2000?
Yeah, it was. Golly, that's been almost 25 years. He didn't have his own show then. He was
about to become a superstar.
Yeah, he was on with Oprah, so his star was on the rise for sure. But anyhow, Dr. Phil is in Chicago, embedded with the ICE agents, and they have a guy on video here that they've just arrested because he's illegally in the country, and he's wanted on charges of he's a sexual predator, they say, accused sexual predator of minors. And so Dr. Phil gets first crack at him.
Give me 5 minutes with this guy, y'all. Huh? It's Dr. Phil. Give him time. Put him in the truck? No, Dr. Phil's here.
Dr. Phil's going to talk to him. So they've got him handcuffed. Dr. Phil goes over. He's like, "Are you illegal in this country?" That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, surprisingly, the guy eventually, 10 seconds into this, goes, "Hey, wait a minute. I know you. You're Dr. Phil." Dr. Phil seems to have lost a step or two. He's not as quick as he used to be on these questions.
Are you a citizen?
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen?
Yes.
But you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
You Dr. Phil. You look like Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been charged with sex crimes with children?
Not really.
Not really? And never been deported?
Nope.
Huh. Let's take him in, process him, lock him up.
All right, let's
get him out of here, boys.
I'm done with him.
He's been through enough.
Are you Dr. Phil? Oh, yeah. How you know me? Well, Dr. Phil show, right?
Yeah.
Guys, he's American. Leave him. That's what he should have said. Cuffs off, boys. Cuffs off. He's a fan.
That's what I would have said. Are you Chris Kelly? I am. How do you know me? Radio, right?
Oh, my God. Let's get him a shirt. Let's get a selfie.
I'd have signed his shirt.
Get those cuffs off. Get the shackles off of his ankles.
Treat him like this.
That's what I would have done. Oh my God, you listen. Thank you.
What's your favorite part of the show?
Thank you.
You're not a child predator, are you? Sort of.
You ever been deported?
No. My mother's legal. Well, get this guy out of cuffs. Come
Where's
on.
she? I want
Come
to meet
on.
her.
I like your podcast. Thank you. I'm Dr. Phil. How do you know me? Well, I watched Dr. Phil. I loved your interview with the lady who, I love the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, that's when I really became a fan.
I think Jon Stewart saw that clip and said, for the first time in his life, Dr. Phil actually cashed somebody outside.
He did. He got him.
Yeah.
He cashed him outside. Sam, you're talking about Dr. Phil. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was telling Biggie, he not only has a show, he actually has an entire cable network now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What's it called?
Yeah.
How do you know my cable network?
I'm not just on TV anymore. I actually have my own network.
He's got a YouTube channel too, and he actually interviewed Trump pre-election. He did interview Tom Holken, I can't ever think of his name, about the immigration. He actually did a documentary down at the border. He even spoke at the RNC.
Wow.
So he's been really involved in this election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember him speaking at the RNC.
That I remember.
That's right. Thank you very much, Sam. That's good information. I don't know.
He's in charge of his own network.
He is. God, he made so much money with his show, too. I remember at one point he was like the highest paid guy. He and Judge Judy were like the two that made tons of money on television. That's right. And we did meet him. And now, Chris Demm has mentioned this before. He made a huge mistake. He was leading a crowd of like 200 DJs.
At a radio convention.
At a radio convention.
A morning radio convention. The worst.
Yes. It was about interpersonal relationship in the room, the radio station.
Yeah. Do you get along with your co-hosts?
Yeah. And he goes, I'm just going to hand this mic to so-and-so. He hands it to one of the DJs. Well, he never got it back. You never heard from him again.
Nope.
45 minutes later, he's like, well, I got to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Woman from Dallas was in tears.
She was. She started crying and was like, sweetheart, why are you crying? You know, we're just sitting here.
It's just radio.
It was all like interpersonal stuff.
Yeah. And my partner doesn't validate me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all of that. A lot of upset feelings. But Dr. Phil never got to talk her down because he couldn't get
the microphone back.
Right. That's radio DJs. We're the only ones that'll do that.